Okay, in this demo, I'm going to be showing Global Quest, which is the main video I've been leading up to. Because as I mentioned in the last video about battlegrounds, and if you haven't watched it yet, you need to, just so you have a better understanding of what you're about to see me do. Um, but as I was mentioning there, I've been trying to put some logic into the game as far as how to get the most out of it and how to you you start getting returns instead of you just going off of what's in the quest on the side, whatever. And in the case of battlegrounds, I mean it's really good as far as experience points, but when you're going through the battlegrounds one by one, it can get a little tedious, and you're getting the same amount of troops back that you put into it, and it's really painful, especially when you send out half a million defense and then you don't get any troops at all, and then you can have another one that you send out some defense and then you end up getting 500 demons or whatever, and it starts getting exciting at that point. But basically the strategy I came up with is basically priming, where for the last few days basically I've been going through the battlefield list and getting them um, ready, as far as you go ahead and you beat the majority of it where it doesn't take that much to finish it off. So that way, with all the battlegrounds that I'm completing, it's actually in the quest. And the reason I'm doing that is because when you get shards or whatever, um, the little quirky thing that they're doing that week is, whenever you build those up, then you get bonuses as far as extra troops and legendaries. So you can either do offense or defense. I go defense mainly because that way I can see what I have left. Um, so just to show real quick, in case you haven't watched the other video, and I'll just run through it real quick so that way you can get a better understanding of how I prime these up that you're getting ready to see. So for this one, for example, I sent a couple just to get an idea of what's there waiting for me. And then I sent in additional hits just to knock that down. And then once I get it to the point where it's not going to take that much, then that's when I start refining it a little bit, sending smaller troops until eventually I get it down to where there's just one or two troops left in that battleground, and then I leave it. By doing that, I'm able to just simply send a single troop, and then I win that battleground. Plus, another advantage is there's a lot of people that's talking about you're running out of food and that kind of thing. if you if you send all your troops to battlegrounds as you get them, then you don't have to worry about food consumption or anything like that. So, like for example, I'm still producing well over 5,000 an hour, and I mean even without bonuses and everything else, I always stay 3-4,000, and the food is usually completely maxed out. And if it's not, then it just takes a couple hours to build it back up to where it's completely maxed, just because I try not to keep any troops anymore. So the offense, that's usually what's eating up the food, and then defense, as I get it, is going straight into battlegrounds. And then for a quest like what you're getting ready to see, um, I'll still have some defensive troops, but for the most part, I'm only keeping around enough to get me over the edge, so that way whenever I win the battleground, whatever troops I get back, I'll have all those troops to go to the next battleground, and then hopefully it's going to be a domino effect, and I'll be able to just keep going. So just so you can see why I'm doing it this way. So right now my contribution's nothing, and you whenever I get 40 lifeblood, sometimes it's shards, whatever. Um, the the name of whatever it is changes each time, but still you can see once I get 40 of whatever, I get 10 golems, and that doesn't look too exciting, but one thing I realized during the last quest is whenever you get that up a little bit, once you hit like 50, 60, whatever, then you start getting legendaries as well. And then you have the choice of either a Hydra on the defensive side or a Fallen on the offensive side. And even though this is an offensive game, I think the key is defense. By doing it that way, you're able to see exactly what you need, and you can see exactly what it's going to take to start winning. So I don't want to drag this on too much, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the demo, but I wanted to give a little background of why I'm doing it this way, and hopefully this is going to help you, build up your strategy for either this quest or you start getting everything together for the next one. So right now I have no contribution, so I'm going to go ahead and hit a few battlegrounds, and then you can slowly see what kind of returns you get, and when you start getting the hydras and all that good stuff. So that's a level 4, so it's kind of hard to tell what that one's going to take. I would assume a griffin's going to get it, but we'll see. But all these that are half, basically those only take 1 troop to get. So I'm going to go ahead and send these out. And it should just take a few seconds for those to go out. And then with each one, I'm going to show what the contribution is and when you start getting hydras and that kind of thing. Okay, so with the first one, my contribution is 1. So didn't really see anything out of that one. So I'll close that out, because sometimes it refreshes, sometimes it doesn't, so usually I'll just close it out and open it back up. But I'm going to do it with each one. Okay, so now my contribution is 13. Okay, so far it sucks. Yeah, so at least I got a few troops out of that. But for the lifeblood, that's horrible. But that was only level 4. On the 26, I got 12, and at least I got some griffins back, so that's good. But still, the lifeblood seems pretty low. We'll see what we get on this next one. Okay, so it's showing 13. Okay, looks like that one is going to need a little bit of love, so I'll go ahead and just bump that up real quick, because I don't want the video to drag on forever. But Okay, so got 14 lifeblood, and got some more demons. And that's another thing I just want to say. If you're going the defensive route like I am, you don't even have to worry about building offense, because when you're doing it this way, you're going to still get offensive and defensive troops back. So I'm going to go ahead and hit some of these others. Because I want you to see, at which point the hydras start coming in. And like I say, if I would have known that the hydras and the other legendaries were part of it, then I probably would have gone that route a while back. And while those are going out, I'll also mention that anything that you're sending out to battlegrounds, make sure that you have them level 20. So just going into Lost Arts, for example, I'm going to show you the main ones that you need to make sure are all the way up. So regardless if you're level 25 or 50 or whatever, because sometimes people will go by the quest and you upgrade everything all at the same time, but the main ones that you need is Cloak of Shadows all the way to 20, Composite Bow, because your archers are actually the best thing to send out for defensive. So that's the absolute best bang for the buck. So I mean, they build slow, but that is the absolute best thing. So when you start getting up in the levels, then of course archers aren't going to do it. But you also need to go by what you're going to be getting back in the battlefields. So the occult arts, so that's going to be your golems. Make sure those are level 20, and then get your demon's heart level 20. So basically go off of anything that you're going to be getting back from the battleground. And then when you get to the point where you're getting griffins back, if you've already discovered Griffin's pendant, great. You just sit on them until you get it to level 20. But if it's one of those things where it's not going to happen for a while, then go ahead and send them. But if you've already built it up a little bit, then go ahead and you get those up all the way before you start sending them. Because if you don't, then you're just hurting yourself, because it's going to give you extra with each one. So like with the warlock, you already have that. I only have a 13, so I'm only getting 24%. But when you go to the demon, you can see that's 40% on top of whatever other extras you get, whatever. So, but as I mentioned with composite bow, so even though the original isn't that high, when it's at level 20, and then what, any other bonuses, whatever. So just with bonuses, you can get like 50% more defense, and considering that those are only taking 3 minutes a piece to build, it's a really good thing. So I don't want to spend too much time on this part. Just saying, if it's something that you have the chance to build, then be patient and build it up, and don't send anything out till you're level 20. Okay, so now my contribution is 195, and so now that I'm at 20, then I also have a Hydra. And that's the main thing that I was wanting to show you. You don't want to spend too much time on that stuff. But with a Hydra and then 20 golems, then combined, that gives you a really good defense. So as you start winning more of the battlegrounds inside the quest, then you can easily get 10, 15 hydras, and actually just to show what I got from last time. Yeah, so I ended up getting, I think I got 12 hydras last time, and then 180 of the Eldritch golems. So, I mean, when you consider that's a freebie or a bonus, then it's a really good hit. So if you start planning it out that way, as far as priming the battlegrounds, but don't go ahead and win it, just get them to the edge where they're about to win, and then during the global quest, go ahead and just let it rip. And when you go through them one by one, boom, 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 then even though your forces might be really low at the time, just because you have all that defense sitting inside the battlegrounds, as you win them, then you'll get the majority of those troops back to be able to send off to the next one. So hopefully this is going to help. But if you need any more help or have any questions, let me know, and I'll take care of you. So good luck, happy games, and take care. Bye bye.